Anyways, Texas Longhorns, though, Ben. They lose Bijan. They lose Roshan Johnson. And this quarterback room, though, like, aside from Quinn Ewers being pretty good at football, obviously that's a known fact, aside from Arch Manning being a guy who's a 5-star quarterback, he's one of the better quarterbacks in the class, highest rated quarterback in the class by multiple outlets.
I think it's the highest rated basically ever. High, you can't go much higher than 100.
Yikes. But no, I mean, this quarterback room, Malik Murphy is a guy that is majorly slept on.
I think
the pictures,
some people might like him better than Arch Manning.
Yeah,
right
I
now.
mean, and the pictures of them in the weight room, dude. Did you see those pictures?
Yeah, I know it's kind of weird. I don't like looking at it like that, but like, yeah, they're all freaks over there.
Yeah.
Not like that. Pause. I mean, like,
Yikes.
I mean, like,
is that Ben's
like
first?
build. No,
is that
I mean,
Ben's first pause moment.
I mean, like builds.
I'm a pause.
over there.
I'm a pause moment machine, but I've never heard Ben. That's bad. Anyways, no, I mean Roshan Johnson, Bijan, now on the Falcons. Roshan is on the Bears. I actually, while I was getting my haircut today, was watching a little thing on the Bears. Newcomers Darnell Wright
Clips?
from Tennessee. Yeah, Sports Clips. Shout out to Sports Clips.
Nah, they
man.
messed me up once, and it's
Really?
just terrible. Yeah.
They always got me right. Is that when they bust your head on accident?
No.
Is that when they got
that was
you
my
in-
mom.
No.
No, that was Great Clips. That was like a
Okay.
random Great Clips.
Tell the story, Ben. Go ahead.
Which one?
The one where, okay, I'll tell the story. As heard from your mom.
The Great Clips?
Yeah.
Oh yeah, I know. It was terrible. We went in there. We were like, let's get these quick haircuts and get on with our life. And so me and Daniel said what we wanted.
Okay, so Ben has a brother who's older by a couple of years. They look kind of similar. Not like
I really don't think it's that close.
Identical, but
People say it's close. It's, not
it's
that close.
pretty similar. And then he has a younger sister as well. Go ahead.
But yeah, so we were like, we gave him what we wanted. We asked him about it, and then we got the haircuts. It made absolutely zero sense. They gave me what Daniel wanted and Daniel what I wanted. It was just terrible. Like, we both just came out there and we were like, what just happened? It was just atrocious. I mean, I've had some terrible haircut experiences, man. Like, I was at Sports Clips that one time. I said like we were talking. We were like it was like an inch off, and she never stopped. I was like, "What are you doing?"
You should have. Why
I
would you
should
let
have
him?
said something. I didn't say anything. And she
Why
just
would you
kept
let
on.
him buzz your head? At
She just
Great
kept on
Clips?
cutting.
You got to be like, dude, I didn't ask for a buzz cut. I mean, I'm sure if they take the clippers out and just like,
I know.
like, what are you gonna do? Tell them to stop with like a slice out of your head? That's brutal though. No, I went, man. I went to Sports Clips today. I actually switched it up. I'll show you after the pod though. It looks like actually like different, but no, man, they're good though. Like they got my Mel over there, man. Dude, she got me right each and every time. Sponsor us. Anyways, Texas Longhorns keep getting ripped off. Okay, chill. We keep
sorry.
getting.
I didn't mean like
that's
that.
our second pause moment of the
It's
show.
not a pause moment.
Yeah, okay. We keep getting ripped off the tracks here, Ben. Talk about the Texas Longhorns. Go.
Sorry. I do like though when we do like 3 teams, we can definitely do that.
No. That's what I'm saying. And I guess a little, not really behind the scenes, but when we were trying to kind of figure out what we were going to do, because we only had so many episodes left and we only had, so many conferences that we could talk, like we were like, what are we going to do? Because we're not going to talk about the ACC in both parts in total. And then we kind of came to the realization, like, who wants to talk about Boston College when we can break it up and try and talk about like TCU and, Notre Dame and North Carolina and all those teams. That's what we're trying to bring to you. Plus, it's on an hour and 50 minutes. It's probably 45 minutes to an hour. If we have small talk like this, it gets a little bit up, but it's really not bad at all. Plus, like you said, have a lot of time to kind of small talk, tell the Great Clip story, and all that stuff. So, yeah, go ahead.
Yeah. And like you already said it, but Quinn Ewers in charge of a very deep quarterback room. Maybe I could see him like maybe they trade out quarterbacks at one point in the year. You know,
you did say he was getting benched a couple episodes ago.
And so I that's just a saying. I really do not see that happening. Losing Bijan creates a lot. It creates a lot of gaps. They have a few candidates in the running back room. They got Jonathan Brooks, Keelan Robinson, or C.J. Baxter. Cedric Baxter. He's a monster.
All-American. Really like the guy. I actually
number one coming out of in the class. Number one RB in the class.
I'm glad we talked about him because I actually we're going to talk about Zachariah Branch in just a little bit.
Yeah, I do.
So when I was doing Breakout Stars and when I guess just kind of preparing to talk college football in general, I watched like clips and highlights and this and that interviews from the Under Armour All-American game. Dude, Cedric Baxter, man. He can move the chains, and it's not like he's going to break off a 50-yard run every time, but he's going to spin out of a tackle and instead of getting 2 yards, get 4 or 5 yards. He's shifty. I mean, he's number one running back in the class for a reason. So, I mean, he really brings something special to Texas. Obviously, like you said, Keelan Robinson, I expect him to be RB1. But dude, I like CJ Baxter a lot.
Yeah, for sure. And I mean, I like their receiving room a lot too. Moving on to that,
A.D. Mitchell.
AD Mitchell. I don't know why you said that over Xavier Worthy.
Well, yeah, I know. I'm just
Xavier
saying, like,
Worthy, I think he has Blitnikoff potential.
Sure.
I wouldn't say it's there. He has potential.
Yeah.
I think he honestly could do it. He is a demon. Jatavion Sanders.
love the guy.
That's your guy. That's
Love
your
the
guy.
guy.
And they have a multitude of solid receivers out there that, like you said, AD Mitchell, Jordan Whittington.
Yeah.
Jonte Cook, who I think he was committed to Tennessee, and then, or maybe all were in his top two, along with the guy that's extremely similar, Isaiah Nair, who
Whatever
is back.
happened. I mean, dude,
He is back from injury.
he's gonna be slept on. He was good at Wyoming.
Isaiah Nair? Yeah, I know. He's
Like nasty at Wyoming.
he just popped back up, and I mean
He tore his
did
ACL
come
in
off
camp
it.
last
Yeah, he
year,
tore his
yeah.
ACL. I remember talking about that.
Yeah, I do too.
Basically a year ago.
Yeah.
And so we are back, and Isaiah Nair is back. So we're gonna see what he can do.
I think it's gonna be good. I do like that receiving room though.
Yeah.
It's
It's deep.
A.D. Mitchell
It's deep.
went to school in Nashville.
Yeah. Where'd he go? I knew that.
Kane.
Cane Ridge.
Yeah, he went out there.
Okay, yeah.
That's
I remember because we were
crazy, though.
talking about it. They sent a
Yeah, I
picture,
didn't
and it was
know
like,
that.
yeah.
I thought he went to. I did not know he was. I did not know he went to Cambridge.
I didn't, but I remember it being brought up.
Yeah, I mean,
how
I
he
feel
did.
like their football team's always decent, but Brandon Miller comes from. They're producing some guys.
They
over there,
really
I
are.
guess.
It's just a random man.
Yeah. Anyways, I think this Texas team's going to be pretty solid on offense. Like you said, like Jatavian Sanders, like Jonte Cook, like Isaiah Nayor, like all those guys in the receiving room are good enough to be wide receiver ones at a couple of schools around the country. So I like what they got. Obviously, Xavier Worthy, one of the nastiest receivers in all of college football. Blitnikoff potential. If they can figure out that quarterback situation. Obviously, I know that Quinn Ewers is the guy, but we need to see him actually start throwing the ball, whipping
Sling
it
it.
around. Yeah, slinging it around.
The offense to win some games.
Yeah, and really get Xavier Worthy involved. I know he had a couple drop problems like late in the season. I do
Yeah.
remember that. So if he can get all that figured out, Quinn Ewers finds him as the number one target. I think they're going to be great on offense.
I mean, Quinn Ewers last year, 2,177 yards, 15 touchdowns, 6 picks. I mean,
So mid.
he was very mid, and he had a 58% completion. I mean, he was still he was
But I guess counting stats wise can be a smidge and a lot different from like actual stats or like actual on field performance.
yeah.
And I think while his counting stats were mid, he did miss like a little bit of a couple games. His counting stats were mid. I think it definitely showed though he was better than mid. I think he was above average to good. I think he was a good quarterback last year.
Well, I think he was very serviceable.
He's
and
going
I
to
mean,
push for really good to a star this year though.
I think he is exactly what they need over there.
Yeah.
And I think he does the job well. And so that about Quinn Ewers, and also this year he'll be playing behind a very studded O line.
Yeah.
I pause. I don't like that one. Sorry. And so Kelvin Banks, who was a freshman All-American last year. I mean that guy's a dog. I think all starting 5 offensive linemen are returning.
Okay.
And so that they have plenty back there, and I think they're very set on the offense in the trenches.
In the trenches. Ben, you want to take the defense?
I can start with the defense.
Go ahead,
Jalen
brother.
Ford.
All
On the
right.
defensive side of the ball. I guarantee you have not heard of him.
I've heard his name.
No,
I don't know his
You have not heard of him.
stats.
I'll give you the little stat line here.
Go ahead.
119 tackles.
Okay, how would I not hear that guy?
119 tackles.
Like that's not like he was like a scrub last year.
No,
Like,
he was a monster.
That's what I'm saying. So how would I not hear his name?
I not really seen him much around. He's not talked about. Is
Yeah,
what I'm saying.
that's fair.
Like
Okay.
like Demarion Overshawn, who was like
Overshawn, yeah.
Overshawn talked about.
Cedric Gray is kind of the same guy. Like he's really good. He's just not talked about.
Okay, so I'll give you a stat line. 119 tackles,
Yeah.
2 sacks,
Okay.
4 picks,
Sheesh.
2 forced fumbles. I mean, he was all around.
He
the
was
ball.
all around. He did
He was
everything.
all around
versatile.
the ball,
Yeah.
and very solid defensively. It almost fully returns, which is solid on the defensive line, and the secondary is weaker. They are hoping to improve that. They bring in my guy, who I actually was very high on last year, Jalen Catalon.
Okay. Yeah. Oh,
think he
from
got-
Arkansas.
Arkansas.
The
I think he got
He
hurt.
hurt his hip. He hurt his hip.
But he's transferring to Texas.
Yeah, that's an
I'm
underrated
excited to
portal.
watch him play.
He was good.
I was excited for him at Arkansas.
I vividly remember talking to Ty Richardson when we had him on to talk Arkansas in episode 7. It's been a while, but
Golly.
I do remember having him on talking Jalen Catalon in that defense. He was a dog, man.
Yeah.
In that Cincinnati game, he was really good. Earlier in the season, he was really good.
Yeah,
So
I'm very high on him.
Texas Longhorns, I got him 10-2. Ben, what do you have him again?
10-2.
10-2 from the boys here on episode 55.